I had somebody comment on, like, this was when I was like a week ago, when I was saying that if you bite the Jews, they're gonna bite you back, and I said that rightfully so, as they should, because one thing about me, I believe in people defending themselves, and I believe in nationalism. I believe that nationalism is necessary, and when I say that I believe that nationalism is necessary, it could be any group of people. I always say that, I said it a billion times. I wish black people had nationalism, but they don't. You understand? So it's just like, for me, when I see that, if like, yeah, okay, if the Jewish people are saying, hey, if you say this about one of us, you say it about all of us. I respect it.
So when you say black people should be nationalists, you mean like black national pride or American pride? Like which one?
Look at the Jewish people. Look at the Chinese people. Look at the Mexicans. That's like family. That's like that's A1. That's like they pull together.
So is that good for the nation?
Of course it is.
How so?
Because they hold each other down. Black people don't have that. They act like they do, but they don't. They say it in action, but it's just a word. That's why black
So
fail.
what you mean is a cultural community identity. That's is that what you mean by nationalism? Because when you say nationalism, I'm thinking about a nation, an actual nation state.
I mean, that is, yeah, but it could also be community. It could also be a group of people.
So you,
Because you're thinking from like, okay, if I talk about Mexicans, I'm talking about Mexico. If I'm talking about China, I'm talking about Chinese. Or if I'm talking about Chinese, I'm talking about China. But even in here in America, you have these segments and groups of people. And here in America, as much as a diverse melting pot place we are, these people stick together amongst themselves. They exude nationalism, or nationalism properties, that is. So.
so that sounds kind of like I don't want to say ethnocentricity because ethnocentricity is a belief that your group is supposedly superior to every other group, but I don't know. I don't know how I would define it, but I don't know if that's nationalism. That's more like a
White
ethno.
people of white people, and they're like, hey, we don't want to, our race is being less, we're not reproducing that many children, we need to start reproducing amongst our own. And if I see white people saying that they want to stick together and white men just want white women, I don't get offended by that, because they want to reproduce in multiple. That's nationalism. It's not racism. If black people want to do that too. Like, if black people are like, hey, I'm a black conservative, and I want, as a black man, I'm a black man and I'm a black conservative. And because, I love my people, I love whites, I love Latinos, I love, I'm here in America, but I want to have a black woman on my arm, and I'm going to reproduce with a black woman. That's a real black man conservative right there. Because one of the most conservative things you could ever do is reproduce with your own. Liberals mix, conservatives don't. And I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you that's what it is.
So are you advocating for people to be with their own?
No, it's going to happen because it happens at large. So the mixing is just mixing. Like, no, I'm for interracial dating.
Yeah, I don't know where.
No, I'm
Like, I'm trying to
having
catch a
telling
drift.
people like, oh, like, no, but I do believe in nationalism. I do believe that it's necessary. I didn't say it's the only way. I said it is necessary because I do believe that, because you have to understand, we're facing, uh not only in the politics of Democrat versus Republican or liberal versus conservative, we're dealing with nationalist conservatism versus liberal globalism. So if I go to the country of Ireland, I want to see Irish people. I want to see the beautiful Irish people. Some of them got orange hair, some of them got green eyes, some of them have brown hair, some of them have blonde hair, some of them have freckles. I don't even drink Guinness, but if I go to Ireland, I'd probably drink a Guinness over there. And like I said, if I go to Ireland, I want to see the beautiful Irish people. I want to see the native Irish people. I don't want to see East Africans and Seward Indians. I don't want to see those people. I don't want to see Africans. I can see those motherfuckers here in America. When I go to Ireland, I want to see the Irish people. I don't want to see Ireland or the UK and Scotland and England and Wales. I don't want these regions being taken over by Africans and Indians and South Asians. So does that make me a racist? No. I just believe that culture is necessary, and everyone should have their individual culture rather than just blending and not having nothing.
I think that we're not operating according to the same definitions. This is a topic that we're gonna have to hash out another time because it's I think it's really good, but I don't think our definitions are the same. So that's why I can't really catch your drift.
In terms of what?
In terms of you support nationalism, you want nationalism amongst blacks, but blacks is not a nation. And but what you're saying, what I'm getting from you is that you're saying that black people should hold each other down and come together and all that. And me personally, I don't think that that's a thing because you can't come together on skin. You can only come together on truth and principle. That's the only thing you can come together on. You can't come together on anything else
So what makes the Mexicans and the Jewish and the Chinese come together?
because
And they're
they have the same principles.
yes.
Their culture has established a set of principles that they abide by.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's great for Mexico. Is it good? Is it good for American culture? I don't know. I gotta think about that.
In America that do that too.
I don't know if that's really good for American culture. For the
You got
culture,
you got Chinese that do that in America too.
I don't know if that's good for American culture. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
Because
Because we're supposed to be a melting pot.
it's not. I don't know if this is supposed to be a melting pot. But the thing is, that's what we have all these subcultures, and now they're all at war. They say we're in a culture war. Yes, because we have all these different groups with different values and different sets of principles, and now we're fighting for dominance.
Because
We
cultures don't clash. Different cultures don't clash.
What do you mean different cultures don't clash?
These different cultures, some are Mexican, some are Chinese, some are Buddhist, some are Hindu. It doesn't clash. That's why when I'm explaining to you, not just only in America, but from a worldview, when I'm telling you, when I go to Ireland, I want to see the beautiful Irish people. I don't want to see Indians taking over Ireland. But the Hindus, they're mixing with the Catholics. And it does, and not only from a religious aspect, but from a cultural aspect, it just doesn't mix.
I,
And I don't hate nobody. I don't hate nobody.
let,
I'm just telling you what it is.
let me ask you this. What is more prevalent to somebody's identity? Their meta narrative or their culture or their ethnicity? What's more prevalent?
Their meta, what is it called?
Their quote unquote their spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs or whatever.
Yeah, spiritual beliefs, or what was the second one?
Or their ethno identity.
What's more important to the individual or the
What
group?
is more pertinent to that? What is more pertinent to each individual? There's their beliefs about the existence or their belief of, or their
I would like to, put it like this. I would like to say, coming from my heart, the spiritual aspect. But the reality is, it doesn't matter if I say that because the ethnicity, because I told you life is about classism and colorism. I didn't make the rules. I'm just telling you that's what life is about. It's about colorism and classism way more than it is about racism.
is
And that's not only in America, that happens anywhere. And I'm talking about Indians, they have a caste system.
I got
Why you think Indians? I don't want Indians to take over America or the UK
I
because
have
there is upward mobility with Indians. They have a caste system.
I have to disagree with you. I think that people's beliefs are really who they are, not your beliefs and your ethnic identity. They may overlap, but ultimately your spiritual, religious, whatever beliefs are going to take precedence. It doesn't matter if you're an atheist, agnostic. It's still a belief. It's still a quote unquote faith or whatever. If you're agnostic or you're atheist, then you believe that you're God or whatever.
I
You believe.
especially, and we're in America, so you should have the right to, be atheist or Wiccan or 5% or Christian or Muslim, etc., Jewish. You should have that right here, particularly in America. And even though I'm saying your spirit matters the most, because that coincides with your actual character, I believe that wholeheartedly. That's just me talking. But just because I'm saying that, it doesn't mean that's going to be the end all be all, because particularly here in America, I'm telling you that what rules is colorism and classism. So because it's colorism and classism, they could care they could care less about your religion unless they're using a religion against you. They're not going to be like, look at this Muslim.
When you
He's a
say they, who do you mean by they?
collective as Americans from an American
I don't,
perspective.
I don't know if that's. Give me an example.
I told you America operates off of colorism and classism. That's America. That's not the world. So even I was touching base a little bit on 1 week ago. I was talking about um on a status that if you bite the Jews are going to bite you back, and I believe that they should.
Mm-hmm.
So, dude, um, he was commenting. He was like, the original Jews are not white; they're Ethiopian, and he was trying to tell me about this. This is like a black dude or mixed black white dude, whatever. This dude was trying to tell me about who my people are. Like he like as if I don't know about King Solomon and Queen Sheba, as if I don't know about my people. Like, and I'm like, and then he tried to make it to where I have to prove certain things to him, and so on and so forth. So he's telling me that the original Jews are Ethiopian. Okay, whatever the hell. And I had to, in a nutshell, tell him that the way you're talking to me, the way you're saying things, he tried to ask me about Menelik and all these. I don't have to say shit to you. I don't have to explain shit to you. I know who I am. Don't tell me who I am. So, anyways, fast forward. I basically told him the way that he thinks, because that's what I'm saying. Americans think that Jewish people, oh, back in the day they were black. So if a Jewish person tells you that they're from the Dominican Republic, or if a Jewish person tells you that they're from Argentina, or they're from Iran, or Iraq, or Ethiopia, you're not even thinking about them. You're too busy focused on the white Jews. You're focused on the Ashkenazis. You're focused on the Germans and the Croatians and the Russians, and you're thinking like that. Even not you, I'm speaking in general, and you're thinking that that anti-Semitic bill benefits pale Jewish people, right? So that's here in America because that's the American view, but the world knows that Jewish people don't have no skin color. They're an ethnicity and they're a religion. They're not a skin color. So I say all of that to say that although I personally answered your question, and I'm saying that yes, your spirituality should matter, because even though you might be Muslim or Wiccan or witch or not, I shouldn't say witches, but you might be Catholic or Jewish or Muslim and so forth and all these things. But as the individual with your spirituality, what is your character? That's what matters to me the most, more than your ethnicity, which will go into your phenotype and your physicality and how you look. But even though I'm saying that your character and your spirituality should be, near and dear to your heart, and that should be a good character, a good trait of who you are, just because Lydia feels that way doesn't mean that that's the reality of America. And just because America is based off of colorism and classism, that's America's view. That's not the world's view. The world, the way that America thinks versus the world, is two total different things. And I'm telling you that I do not underestimate racism, but I'm telling you America operates off of classism and colorism. I'm telling you that. Like, I'm not like, maybe I can make an example of some other time, but I'm telling you that's how America operates.
You gotta you I don't know what like like I said I don't get your drift because we're not operating off the same definitions. And the first thing I said
You said
before you came on
America's
is
problem is unrighteousness.
well, I'm saying like the first thing I said when you came on, before you came on, is that words dictate how we interpret reality and it shapes our worldview. So if your definition and my definition are not the same, when we there's gonna it's damn near impossible for us to come to an agreement on anything
And I'm
because
saying to you, America's view is not the world's view.